Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. I want to talk to you guys about the lack of awareness to danger that a lot of autistic children share based on a moment that Mikko had the other day where I was walking her outside to go meet her brother and sister from the bus stop, and she nearly walked into the street. Mikko, no,
Mikko.
not the street. I had just a moment of realization that of how serious this is in this community overall for every child, whether they're neurotypical or autistic. But this moment here got me to deep dive a little bit. You guys know that I am an advocate to books, so I am always reading, I'm always researching a multitude of things. So as I dove a little bit deeper into what this was and why it was so common in this community, I learned a few things. So I do want to share with you guys how that relates to our life and some of the things that we plan on doing to help this. It's already hard to kind of give Mikko a command that she will follow because of the lack of understanding. She's nonverbal, so speaking to her verbally is a little bit of a challenge, as you guys have seen throughout our previous videos. She is very attracted to water, as most autistic kids are. They're very attracted to water. And I found out in my research that the #1 cause of death with autistic children is drowning. And why that is because a lot of these children will wander off. When they wander off, they're going to go and try and find something that is soothing to them, something that brings them peace and calmness to help with anxiety or whatever they're eloping from. That kind of hit a little hard for me because it did remind me of a childhood experience that I had when I was probably about 5 or 6. If you guys don't know already, but I am autistic as well. I found out when I was 29 years old that I was autistic. So it kind of made me think about a lot of things about me and how I grew up. And so this was one of the things that actually stood out to me. I remember one time my mom and a few other family members, we all went to a hotel to go swimming. And I remember when I first walked into the pool area, I had a lack of awareness at this time. And I immediately dropped my bags and I just ran and I just jumped in the water. I did not know how to swim. I did not realize that it was dangerous. I didn't understand what was going on, but I almost drowned. I remember my older sister, jumping in and grabbing me, pulling me out. And I still to this day remember how that water felt in through my nose and my mouth, and I just couldn't breathe. The crazy thing about that is not only did I experience that for the first time, but only not shortly after, in that same day, I did it again. And I guess I didn't quite understand what is going on. Why is water doing this to me when I've been in water before? I think I understand what that means to have that lack of awareness to danger, because I really honestly, at that age, I had no idea that I could die. And I think that that's one of the scariest moments that now that I think back that I had to experience. And I just want to figure out a way to not have to go through that with our kids. So when I look back and I think about all the moments with Mikko, how those moments could relate to this video, even when I am at the stove cooking, she will be standing literally right next to me while I'm cooking. And it's so hard to kind of pull her away because she's attracted to the noise or or just what I'm doing just wants to be around me, and I could repeatedly tell her like, Miko, it's hot, like this is hot, you can't be right here, like the popping of things, you can't touch this, you are gonna get burned. And I will continuously say this to her, and she cries. She doesn't understand what I'm saying, and I think she believes that I don't want her next to me. And so I'm trying really hard to figure out ways to kind of let her know that this is a danger zone and she can't touch this. But she just feels like I'm just like pushing her away, and I don't want her to feel that. So I'm having just a really hard time of separating the two and trying to figure out the best way to explain to her that something is hot and it could burn her and she could get hurt. Look. And it can burn you. Yeah, it'll burn you. It's a hot stove. So when mommy's cooking, you have to stay out of the kitchen. And you know what? I think the hardest part about even knowing that this is something that autistic children are going through, I think the most alarming thing is that there is virtually no information about this out there. It's nothing out there as far as the steps that we need to take to ensure or to properly help them understand. I do know that one of the things, because drowning is the biggest cause of death for children in the autistic world, is to get them into swimming lessons as soon as possible. And so our goal for this summer is to get them all in swimming classes. When we did our documentary a few months ago and we went to Myrtle Beach, I wish I had gotten this on like footage for us, but you guys will probably see it on there. But we were trying to get Miko to get in water, a pool of water, and she was freaking out. She was screaming to the top of her lungs, and we were in the pool trying to get in with her, and she just could not fathom the feeling of being in the pool. So I hope that that is not going to be much of an issue as far as if she does see a body of water and not wanting to jump in it. But the fact of the matter is that she should still learn how to swim, because whether or not she doesn't throw herself in there, if at any point, any scenario, anything could happen and we could find ourselves in water, it's very important that she does learn how to swim. As well as the twins, they're 9 years old, going on 10, and they're comfortable with getting in the water. They got in the water, they were swimming, they had on life vests for swimming, and they were fine. Like they were able to do that, and we were trying to like actively teach them like how to swim, how to float, and telling them about the different like safety rules and about that. And they can understand, they can comprehend, but they still also need to learn how to swim. And so I am going to be looking for swimming classes. I know how to swim. I remember I learned how to swim when I was in elementary school. Their dad knows how to swim. And so we really want to make that a big point to that. But then also we just want to make it a point to try and be able to help her with her speech and understanding, so that she understands that we're not being mean to her, and that she's not in trouble for what we're saying. And I don't know if it's just like the tone in our voice, because she's just very sensitive, because even if I say it to her like in a very low, gentle tone, she still feels like it's like a betrayal, like I am scolding her, like I am like yelling at her, like something happened to her, or like she's doing something wrong. And I don't want her to feel that way. That's the last thing I want her to feel. You're not in trouble. Mommy just want to tell you that it's hot. Okay? I don't want you to get burned. So if you guys have any tips, if you guys have any articles, anything that I could read, or anything that I could learn from your own experience with your autistic children, or if you learned a way, you know, as you grew. That would be very helpful, you guys. I know I don't really always ask for like a lot of help or like a lot of information, but this is something that's kind of bothering me, and it's like gonna bother me until I can figure something out. But if you guys have any tips or tricks or anything that you think would be useful for our family and what we can do as far as helping with the lack of awareness, that will be very helpful. Comment them below. You can also look in the description box. We do have our email there, so you can send us emails, send us articles, and just, you know, tell us your story, tell us your experience. But I hope this video, at least some of what I said, was helpful for any of you guys. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos. We really appreciate you guys. And until next time.